Julia, who has COVID-19, and Jamie, who should have been staying indoors, are outside together. While they are talking, Julia suddenly sneezes. The droplets land in Jamie's nose. When it lands in Jamie's nose, it receives passage down her mucous membranes. The virus travels and reaches her lungs. From there, it latches onto the ACE2 enzyme, which is attached to the outer surface of the lung organ. Normally, the ACE2 enzyme rids the lung of fluid so that you can breathe. However, the novel coronavirus fills her lung with fluid instead, and this leads to pneumonia. Pneumonia is an infection that inflames your lungs by filling it up with fluid. COVID-19 creates pneumonia by binding its spikes onto the ACE2 enzyme. Then it hijacks the host cell's protein-making machinery to translate its RNA into new copies of viruses. Originally, the ACE2 had instructions to prevent pneumonia by creating proteins that modestly regulate fluid levels. The ACE2 helps you get out all of the fluid from your lungs like this. However, the novel coronavirus instructs the ACE2 to create proteins that increase the absorption of fluid, and this leads to pneumonia. And in just hours, a single cell can be forced to produce thousands of new virions, which can then infect other healthy cells. This speeds up the whole process of pneumonia and makes it harder to triumph. When your lungs are soaked in fluid, it's hard for you to breathe, see? The fluid is still there, and all the sponge is doing is absorbing the fluid, just like your lungs do when you have pneumonia. Luckily, you have an immune system, your body's innate protection, and here's how it works. Normally, the helper T cell circulates looking for viruses and infections. Then, the helper T cell tells other immune system cells to coordinate with the B cells for an attack. Essentially, the helper T cells are like informants, while the B cells are like the soldiers in the war. The generals leading the B cells would be the cytotoxic T cells. They destroy cells infected with viruses by inserting a protein that causes them to enlarge and burst. This would all work with most viruses. However, part of COVID-19's RNA also codes for proteins that stay inside the host cell. These proteins prevent the host cell from sending out signals to tell the immune system that it's under attack. It also encourages the host cell to release newly created virions and help the virus resist the host cell's innate immunity. So, to make sure that you won't end up like Jamie, wear masks and gloves and stay indoors. This topic is fairly new and information is ever changing, so it's best to stay updated via the news and the CDC. Take care, everyone!